Julio Cesar Chavez, who has been a professional for 20 years, fought first in 1980, so he has been a professional since then. He won titles in the junior lightweight, the lightweight, junior welterweight, and welterweight division, and he has fought literally a who's who of two generations of great boxers from 130 pounds up to 147. You name them, and they are somewhere on the list of Julio Chavez's opponents. He has fought them in his prime. He has fought them as he's gotten older. And it has always been dramatic. Win, lose, or draw. And now we are looking at what could be the curtain call of this great champion. Let's go up to Ginny Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the main event of the evening. Prepare to welcome the boxers to the ring. First, ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, introducing Julio Cesar Chavez.
It is not an understatement to say that this place is pandemonium. The adulation of the crowd, literally almost too much. Chavez desperately trying to make his way in without all the onlookers and well-wishers touching him. You see the scene here. A six-time world champion. 20 years as a professional, many years as a legend. And I don't think there's barely room for Chavez in that ring, but he does get in. And the crowd erupts. Will we see the Julio Cesar Chavez of days gone by? Or will we see the Julio Cesar Chavez who only 2 fights ago lost to journeyman Willie Wise? Even in his last loss before that to Oscar De La Hoya, he showed sparks of greatness before quitting on his stool in after the 8th round. Can he summon up what it took for him to win those championships? Can he even summon up what he did in 1998 in a draw with Miguel Angel Gonzalez that many believe he won, in which he performed so well in front of a huge crowd in Mexico City? There is certainly no lack of support for Chavez here in this arena. Kostya Tszyu will clearly be coming into a hostile environment. You see the decidedly Mexican flavor in the ring with the mariachi band, the Mexican colors, and this crowd, so many Latin boxing fans here to root on Chavez. That is Jose Suleiman, the president of WBC of Mexico, and you almost could see emotion welling up in the face of Suleiman as he stood in the ring with Chavez for what could be the last time that Julio Cesar Chavez will ever stand in a boxing ring as a participant. This man has won 103 matches, lost 4 with 2 draws, and is at 86 KOs. There is Kostya Tszyu, and part of the reason why he is waiting to come out, and it doesn't all have to do with trying to make Chavez wait. They are a little concerned about the security. You saw how difficult it was for Chavez to get through the crowd. Kostya Tszyu and his people are a little concerned that maybe the security won't be able to get him to the ring without some kind of mishap. And that is the last thing you would want as you're heading in to defend your title, to have anything happen that would disrupt your concentration. So Kostya Tszyu is waiting, and so is Julio Cesar Chavez, and so is the crowd. People cleared from the ring. Though clearly, there's Lad Wharton, who you saw earlier in the telecast, of course, the promoter of this event, and also manager of Kostya Tszyu, his promoter. And I believe they would like some of the people cleared from the ring. That's part of the issue, although that group has certainly gotten to be less and less, and now it does look like a manageable number. And so now, Kostya Tszyu and his people will begin to make their way. Here's Jimmy Lennon.
Way to the ring. Here is the defending world champion, Kostya Tszyu.
Kostya Tszyu, the WBC super lightweight champion, a native of Russia, who in 1991 traveled to Australia, won a world championship, an amateur championship at 139, fell in love with the country, decided to pass up the 1992 Olympics, went to Australia and turned pro, brought with him his girlfriend Natasha. They would get married later. And he says, I have 2 sons now, I have great friends, and I have good neighbors in Australia, and I love it there, as you all well know he does. And now he carries the banner of Australia into his championship matches, and that is what he is doing here tonight as he heads in for the 3rd defense of his WBC super lightweight title. A 30-year-old champion in his 2nd reign as champion. He's got power, he's got hand speed, and he can punch. Is he headed into an ambush with 38-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez? Is this fight as much of a cakewalk for Tszyu as many people have made it out to be? Or is there a surprise awaiting him when he gets in the ring, and will he leave with that, the WBC title belt? The walk to the ring was uneventful, or has been so far, for Kostya Tszyu. They did a very good job, the security did, of creating more space for him, at least thus far. He looks relaxed, as he usually does. He is not a boxer or a man given to extremes in emotion. But he has fire in the ring, make no mistake about that. And of course, you all have seen it many, many times. 38-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez has been waiting in this ring for a long time, maybe on to 10 minutes or so. And we'll have to see if he cools off. And here comes Kostya Tszyu making his way into the ring. He might not be greeted politely. That is the scene here as Kostya Tszyu gets ready to come over the top of these ropes, as is his custom. There he is. And so the moment is at hand that we have waited for. Kostya Tszyu defending his super lightweight title against the once legendary, and is he still excellent, Julio Cesar Chavez? We're going to find that out. Tszyu is 30, Chavez is 38, but the gulf between them maybe even feels like more than 8 years. Because Chavez has been campaigning for so long, 20 years as a professional, has been involved in many wars, many tough matches. And we will find out tonight just what he has left in the tank. He entered the tension in this arena is palpable, and I think everybody has the same thing in their mind. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and and gentlemen, we welcome you to Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Phoenix, Arizona for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Vlad Wharton's Millennium Events in association with Don King Productions, Showtime Championship Boxing, and Corona La Cerveza Más Fina. This bout coming away, ladies and gentlemen, is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council, President Jose Sulaiman, Supervisor Mario Latraverse, along with the Arizona State Boxing Commission, the Chairman Michael Preston Green, Commissioners Sally Garza Fernandez and Patrick McGroder. Executive Director is John Montano. Introducing to you our three judges, scoring the bout from ringside, from West Covina, California, Marty Dinkin. From Buena Park, California, Chuck Hassett. And from Tucson, Arizona, Gerald Maltz. And the referee in charge of this bout, working in this his 27th world title bout, Bobby Ferrara. All right, fans. Here we go with the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Lightweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Phoenix, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, ladies and gentlemen, on my right, the challenger fighting out of the blue corner, proudly wearing the colors of his home country, green, white, and red, and hailing from Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico. He weighed in at the super lightweight limit of 140 pounds. He enters the ring with a true Legends record of 103 wins, 4 losses, 2 draws, with 86 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBC #1 super lightweight contender. Here is the 6-time world champion. Please welcome El Gran Campeón Mexicano, introducing Julio Cesar Chavez. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the ring is the defending world champion on my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with gold lettering, fighting out of Sydney, Australia, by way of Sarov, Russia. He weighed in at a ready 139 1/2 pounds with a record of 24 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. He has 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the former IBF world champion and the current WBC super lightweight champion of the world, introducing Kostya Tszyu. Once again, a referee in charge, Bobby Ferrara, now to give instructions.
Gentlemen, you've been given the instructions earlier today. I expect a clean fight from both of you. Your trunks are in great shape. No punching on the trunks. Okay? Protect yourselves at all times. Shake hands, go back and wait for the bell.
So we are set to go. Well, many have suggested this fight shouldn't happen. They have said Julio Cesar Chavez has no chance. Don't tell that to the 15,000 people in this arena, because as you could hear, they think they can will him to a victory, but not so easy when you're facing Kostya Tszyu. Tszyu coming right out after Chavez. Round 1, it is of course scheduled for 12. Tszyu in the black trunks, as you see. Chavez in the traditional green, red, and white colors of Mexico. Chavez moving, getting hit with the left hook right off the bat. Can Chavez box more? Can he move more? That is the style that sometimes gives Kostya Tszyu a little bit of trouble. Tszyu is a very big puncher, who of course has also been down several times in his career. Good body work by Tszyu. Good left hand by Chavez, and of course any punch that lands by Chavez will be met with a roar of approval by this crowd. Chavez has boldly predicted he will knock Tszyu out within 8 rounds. Kostya, needless to say, skeptical of that, but very respectful during the course of this week, and talking about the fight, said, I'll win, but he was respectful of Chavez and his place in boxing history. About halfway through round one. It has been Chavez mostly retreating, but occasionally throwing some counterpunches. The jab of Tszyu, an underrated punch that is very good. Left hook lands by Tszyu. Here comes Chavez, and the crowd goes insane with every punch. Nice right hand by Chavez, and a good counter by Kostya Tszyu. It's heating up already here in round one. Kostya Tszyu landing a good left hook. Overhand right by Chavez. It's a shootout here in round one. Good right hand by Kostya Tszyu. Both men landing some big punches early in this bout. Crowd chanting for Chavez. Half a minute left to go here in round one. It's been a blazing start. Chavez, of course, has a tendency to cut in recent fights. That is something Tszyu would like to take advantage of, and Kostya lands a very nice combination. Good left hook on the inside by Chavez. Kostya Tszyu back with the right hand. So seconds remaining in round one, and it was a scorcher already. Excellent first round. Famed trainer of Kostya Tszyu in there talking to him. And there is Julio Cesar Chavez. A very eventful first round in two ways. One, Chavez was able to land some pretty good power shots. And two, Chavez took some power shots from Kostya Tszyu and appeared unruffled, at least to this point. So here comes Kostya Tszyu, the 30-year-old champion, ripping shots to the head of the 38-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez. Tszyu making the third defense of his WBC super lightweight title, a title that Chavez once held himself. Chavez, of course, has had titles in 4 different weight divisions. Good jab by Kostya Tszyu. Chavez rushing in, and Chavez using his hand to lace the face of Tszyu. Warning by Bobby Ferrer for holding. Chavez not above using tactics that are not legal. He's done it before in his career throughout, and there he tries to hit on the break. So don't expect this to be fought exactly according to the Marquess of Queensberry rules by Julio Cesar Chavez. Good jab and left hand by Chavez. Kostya Tszyu using his own jab very effectively early in this fight. Tszyu coming off a win over Ahmed Santos. Santos, though, when asked by the press whether Chavez had a chance, said, I think Chavez does have a chance. Tszyu is a very good fighter, but he's not quite as powerful as people think, and he's also susceptible to body punches, and he thought that's where Chavez could get something done. Well, we'll see. Tszyu working very well with the left hand, not only with the jab, but also with the left hook. Chavez very economical with his punches, not throwing too many. See a combination by Tszyu. They clash heads there, and that's always a problem in Chavez fights. Left hook gets in by Chavez. Only 2 fights ago, and a woefully out of shape Julio Cesar Chavez lost to Willie Wise. People wrote him off. Many suggested this fight would be a completely one-sided affair and that he shouldn't even be in there. Well, we'll see. So far, it's been relatively even. Though I would give the edge to Tszyu in these rounds, if only by a little. Chavez does not want to be against the ropes. He's had problems there in recent fights, against Wise and against De La Hoya. Right hand misses by Chavez. And now the balance of Chavez becoming a real issue. And as you look at him, the difference between the Chavez now and 4 or 5 years ago is very few combinations. The jab of Kostya Tszyu, very effective early in this bout. At the bell, an excellent combination by Tszyu punctuates what for him was a very good first round. Kostya's dad.
That's not good there.
Looking on. If you're wondering what they weigh now, after weighing in at 140 pounds, Kostya Tszyu is 150, and Chavez refused to be weighed just before the fight. Here's Chavez trying to lace him with his glove, and Kostya kind of just smiling as if to say, that's an old trick I would expect from you. And there is Chavez trying to bring his head in and kind of bang his head with his own head. So there is no trick, legal or illegal, that Julio Cesar Chavez doesn't know and hasn't employed over his 20-year career. And you might see them all tonight, since it may be his swan song. He'll leave nothing in the dressing room. We head into round 3. Championship match. I'm Al Bernstein, happy to be a part of this broadcast to Australia on the Millennium Network as we bring you Kostya Tszyu defending his title against Julio Cesar Chavez. Tszyu's only loss, of course, to Vince Phillips. He lost his IBF title in the process. Vince Phillips fought a remarkable fight that night. So did Tszyu. In many ways, it was a wildly exciting match, which Tszyu ended up losing by TKO. Since then, he has not lost. He won the WBC Super Lightweight title and has defended it twice. Good right hand, counter right by Kostya Tszyu. Just about a minute gone here in round 3. Chavez, you can see reaching with that right hand. That's the punch that many believe you can land against Tszyu, but you better be quick with it and you better be accurate. Tszyu won his first title over Jake Rodriguez, a stylish, classy lefty. I was there to broadcast that fight. It was an upset victory in some people's minds. Many did not know how good Kostya was. He gave a brilliant performance that night and dominated Jake Rodriguez. And I remember while broadcasting that fight thinking this is a future boxing star, and he has been that. More than halfway through the 3rd round, it's scheduled for 12. Kostya Tszyu controlling the tempo of this fight. They may have clashed heads there, and you saw Chavez react to that. Wild left hook misses. Chavez pushing forward, but in recent fights has done it the way you just saw, kind of lunging ahead with no regard to defense. And I think Julio Cesar Chavez already looks a little fatigued. A low blow by Chavez. Clearly a low blow. Blatantly low blow. Bobby Ferraro warning him. I think Chavez thought he was responding to what Tszyu did, but I didn't think Tszyu's was that low. Oh, we've seen 3 tricks from Chavez. They trade left hooks. Who's got their better? Half a minute left to go here in round 3. And Kostya Tszyu, a very methodical and effective performance so far. Taking control of these rounds and doing most of the good work. Round 1 was wildly exciting. Rounds 2 and 3, Tszyu has just methodically gotten the job done. And Chavez has slowed his pace considerably. Chavez pushed back as round 3 comes to a close. And some of the energy from this crowd has been taken out of them by the fact that Kostya Tszyu has handled their champion so well and really controlled the tempo of this fight. As we get ready to head into round 4.
Okay, that's flagrant. All right, I'm telling you, keep it up. Okay, yes, okay.
You look at Chavez in his corner. Is his energy being sapped? Does it kind of look like in round 3? This is where Chavez goes very, very low. And I went to the belt line, but you got the impression he was aiming even lower than that. Although I guess that would be speculation on my point. They trade left hooks, and Tszyu's got there just a little bit better. And there's Kostya Tszyu landing a good right hand. Can Kostya Tszyu be knocked down? Yes. He was down twice in 1998 while winning the WBC title against Rivalis Hurtado. But of course came off the deck to win that fight. And clearly was hurt against Vince Phillips and was down in that fight. But does he have a good chin in general? Yes. And evidence of that is that he gets up when he's knocked down. Good left hand by Tszyu. And there goes Chavez. And that was really Chavez's own doing. Kostya Tszyu didn't do anything. Chavez was more off balance and Tszyu was trying to get away from him. It is getting a little rough in there. Kostya Tszyu, when he burst onto the scene, in only his 4th pro fight, fought Juan Laporte, a former world champion. And then in his 6th fight, fought Sammy Fuentes, also a former world champ. He was on the fast track even then. In this bout now, Kostya Tszyu is using his jab to take over control of this fight, and it is punishing Julio Cesar Chavez. It is the single weapon that is controlling this bout the most. Nothing on those Chavez punches. And the jab has been a huge weapon for Kostya Tszyu. And he looks like he is now ready, unless something really changes, to start going after Chavez and take him apart. And the jab of Tszyu continues to rain terror on the face of Chavez. With just over a minute left, the crowd trying to summon up some energy from Julio Cesar Chavez. If there is still greatness in Chavez, and small doses of it may have appeared in round 1, we have not seen any of it since that time. The 38-year-old former champion now looks very tired, very slow, and is getting hit by most of what Kostya Tszyu throws.
All right, Julio. Second warning. Low blow. Second warning.
Another warning to Chavez for low blows. One more and they will take a point away.
Come on, get up. Come on, get up.
Seconds remaining here in round 4, and the educated Tszyu jab continues to land on the face of Julio Cesar Chavez. So round 4, another good one for Kostya Tszyu, the 30-year-old transplanted Russian, now one of the most popular boxers Australia has seen in a long time. He's getting the job done.
Okay, that's 2 warnings for low blow.
Kostya Tszyu using the jab, and it's a punishing jab. There you see Chavez trying to get over the jab with his own right hand, but it didn't quite happen. Now there, Chavez falls to the mat as Tszyu is trying to kind of get his hand away from him. Here later on in the round, Kostya Tszyu ripping body shots and, of course, the ever-present jab. That has been a big weapon for him. So we head into round 5 of the scheduled 12-rounder, and in this round, Chavez comes out with renewed vigor. Chavez, the 38-year-old former champion. Tszyu, the 30-year-old current champion, defending his title for the 3rd time. And Chavez going after Kostya Tszyu in this round. Well, I guess he figures if he's going to go out, he's going to go out on his shield. Again, the balance of Chavez fails him. He has visited the canvas a couple of times, though not knocked down. And the vigor with which Chavez came out in this round has abated some. He slipped to the canvas. Right hand to the body by Chavez. We mentioned what Santos, the man who lost to Tszyu last time out, said about the body attack of Chavez, how it might be something that would work against Kostya Tszyu. He hasn't gotten in there too much to throw those shots, but there he works downstairs. Tszyu complaining about a low blow again. Bobby Ferraro does not take action. One more blatant low blow, and there will be a point taken away. Tszyu throwing combinations, and Chavez against the ropes, taking those. Oh, look at the big left hands and right by Kostya Tszyu, and a left to the body. Chavez looks like he is in some trouble here in round 5. The jabs of Tszyu have been impressive. And this is the same mode in which Chavez got into in the Willie Wise fight, where he was just backing against the ropes, taking punishment. A minute left to go here in round 5. The crowd again tries to summon up something for Chavez. Remember, in here in round 5, Chavez came out and started very quickly. But after he fell to the canvas, it seemed to sap some of his energy. That vigor went away. Good right hand by Kostya Tszyu. And Tszyu is doing something in this bout that people don't often give him credit for. He's boxing very smartly. He's not a fancy damn boxer, but look at him. He's got hand speed. He has just enough lateral movement to give Chavez angles. Not only is Kostya Tszyu fighting a good fight, he's fighting a smart fight. And he's not always given credit for that. And Chavez is fighting a lethargic fight. Chavez looks like he's in trouble right now, and let me not fail to remind you, he has quit in between rounds before. Will he do it again? A weary ex-champion goes back to his corner.
Just don't let him get it. Don't let him say we found him or anything, mate, okay? We'll come out glory this round. We're going to give it all he's got in the first minute. We've got to be smart, jab him and move, make him miss. Then we're going to jump on him a little bit, okay? We don't want this to get to the
round
judges,
5.
Mate.
Produce yet another low blow. No, make that 2 by Chavez, and Kostya Tszyu looks to the referee. But Tszyu would have his day in this round and then some. Look at the jabs and straight right hands, and see the movement of Kostya Tszyu. He doesn't stay there and let Chavez just come in and hit him. He gives Chavez some lateral movement. Give Kostya Tszyu and his trainer Johnny Lewis credit for knowing how to fight this current version of Julio Cesar Chavez. They are very well prepared. You go into round 6, and you can make a case that it might not go much past this, because Kostya Tszyu is having his way. Another low blow, good left hand by Chavez. And now Chavez getting a little desperate with those low blows. I would take a point away if I was Ferraro, and he will. Low blow. That is absolutely the right thing to do. It came during a Chavez rally, and that's too bad for Chavez, but guess what? You're supposed to throw your punches legally. So a point being deducted from Chavez here in the 6th round. And that stopped his ball. Oh, big right hand, and down goes Chavez. Will he get up? And will he continue?
Hey, can you continue? Put him up. You all right? You sure? All right, come on.
I'm not sure he wants to continue. Kostya Tszyu is a great finisher. He has Chavez in trouble, and there are almost 2 minutes left in this round. If this fight gets out of the 6th round, it will be surprising. Chavez comes after him and takes a big left hook. He's getting whacked with big shots. Kostya Tszyu looking to the referee because of more low blows, but Chavez keeps punching. It's a war here in the 6th round. It gives Chavez credit for fighting back. Tszyu whacking him with punch after punch. It was competitive for 1 round, and since then it has not been. And Bobby Ferreira says enough is enough. Kostya Tszyu is still champion, and the career of Julio Cesar Chavez may just have ended. After 1 round of competitive action, it turned into what many felt it would be, a very one-sided affair. The crowd here is not happy about what has happened, and they are pelting the ringside area with drinks and beer. But none of that will change the outcome, and that is that this man, Kostya Tszyu, has made the 3rd defense of his WBC super lightweight title, and for that man, 38-year-old Julio Cesar Chavez, it's over, or at least it should be. At age 30, Kostya Tszyu has many things potentially ahead of him. Clearly, he would like to fight and unify the title in the 140-pound division. A guy like Sab Judah out there, that would be a big money and exciting fight. Could move up in weight. Shane Mosley is waiting at 147 pounds, or maybe an Oscar De La Hoya. So there are things on Kostya Tszyu's plate right now for Julio Cesar Chavez. I'm sure he is contemplating the end of his career. It is unlikely that after this we will see him in another major fight. You can make a strong case that that should not be the case. And as Julio Cesar Chavez looks on in his corner, you can only imagine what's going on in his mind. After a 20-year career, there have been so many glorious moments. This one is not a happy one. And you see there, this is not a happy crowd. Security people have their work cut out for them. We go back. This is when the point was taken away from Julio Cesar Chavez for the low blow, which did not sit well with the crowd or with the Chavez camp, but it was an appropriate decision by Bobby Ferrara, completely appropriate. Here's where Tszyu hit him with a perfect straight right hand. Down goes Chavez. He got up, he would continue, but ultimately, Tszyu was just too much for him. And the combination punching of Kostya Tszyu was, I think, what was very impressive. In that instance, the jab set up the right hand. And when they look back at this win, they will look back at that Kostya Tszyu jab, and he and Johnny Lewis will love watching that tape because that's a punch he used over and over again. As the crowd here in Veterans Memorial Coliseum, some of them disappointed because they hoped for more from Julio Cesar Chavez. Let's go to Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 1 minute 30 seconds in round number 6. Our referee in charge, Bobby Ferrara, stops the contest. At the same time, the corner steps in. The winner by way of technical knockout, and still the WBC Super Lightweight Champion of the World, Kostya Tszyu.
You see that Kostya Tszyu has left this arena, and I believe the reason is that they had concern about the safety. Jim Gray is with Julio Cesar Chavez.
Julio Cesar
¿Cómo te sientes?
No se pudo, mijo, no se pudo. Muy triste, muy decepcionado porque le fallé a Don King.
I feel very sad. I failed Don King.
How about his performance? Not many people thought he would be able to go for as long as he went. Is he upset, or how does he feel about his performance?
Me siento disgustado, dile, porque di lo mejor, pero no traía fuerza en mi cuerpo.
I gave the best that I could, but my body didn't have the strength.
Is it difficult for him at this time because he was unable to respond the way he has for so many years in the ring?
Yes, la verdad sí es cierto, no podía responder como respondía antes. Le pido perdona.
Yes, this is very true. Forgive me.
Frustrating.
I want to say I'm sorry to all the Latin people.
Julio, you have been a tremendous champion.
It looks like it's the time for me to retire.
Is that definite? Will you retire, or will you attempt this again?
¿Qué piensas eso?
Definitivamente sí, creo que no tiene caso. No tuve problemas para el peso, pero no tenía fuerzas. Tszyu es un buen campeón, simplemente es un campeón fuerte nada más, pero no, definitivamente no es un gran peleador.
Definitely, I feel it's time for me to retire. I didn't have a problem making the weight. I think it's time for me to leave.
Julio, congratulations. You have been a tremendous champion.
I'm sorry, Dan.
It's all right, Julio. I love you, man. I love you. Don't worry about that.
Okay, Steve.
Thank you. So Julio Cesar Chavez makes it official, and we hope it is official, we hope it stays, that he will retire. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to hear right now from